All right, people, we're starting with one of the most important chapters, not part of your concept guide, but part of your solutions guide. We're looking at this chapter called as comprehensive questions. This chapter is basically going to be a compilation of all your chapters which you have discussed with me till now. Yes, we're going to be looking at some heavy questions which are going to be relevant for your examinations, which either would have come as a part of your question number 1, which carries about 14 marks, or part of question number 3, which carries about 6 marks. Yes, so it basically, if you have to understand this carefully, question number 1 is a consolidated question which has predominantly PGBP, and then we'll have some other heads of income plus chapter 6A tax computation, different regimes and all those things. Question number 3A is also something similar, where rather you will not have a big heavy question, but it will be a question with 2 or 3 heads of income, right? So question 1 and question 3A becomes the extremely critical question. And personally, I like this chapter a lot because this chapter will be one chapter where you will be able to cover everything of your syllabus, right? So we're going to be looking at all the questions one by one very patiently, and you're going to be figuring out the answers along with me. Yes, if you have your question bank, have it along with you. Have a pencil along with you, because every time we discuss something and if you find that you have done the right answer, leave it off. But if you think that you're making mistakes when we discuss it together, if it's not clicking you on the same level, then you will mark it down. You'll mark it down so that when you read it for your exams together, you will have the answers properly done. Yes. Anyway, the solutions of this is already available with you as a part of the PDF format, so you can get it from there. But yes, it is important that you also try to figure out which questions are not able to answer and which able not able to crack it off, so that you are able to mark it off. Yes. So have your question bank in your hand, have your pencil in your hand. Let's discuss it together. Shall we? Yes. Good. We're going to start with question number 1. We're going to understand what is comprehensive questions looking like. First set of questions, set A is going to be all your study material questions, and set B is going to be all your hand-picked past exam questions. Yes, so we're looking at the study material questions first. Let's see if you're able to crack it off. Question says, I have Mr. A, aged is 32 years. How do you read a question in exam, people? When you see the question, you try to start marking out a few things which are going to be relevant to you. First, I looked at the age as 32, which means I know he is a normal citizen. Nothing makes difference to me. He is going to be employed with XYZ Private Limited, and this person is going to draw a basic salary of rupees 50,000 per month, which means I know this is going to be taxed under salaries chapter. We're going to be taxing under salaries chapter. Good. He has received a transport allowance of 15,000 rupees and an HRA of rupees 20,000 rupees per month from the company. He's also received 2 allowances. One is HRA, one is transport. HRA we discussed least of 3. Actual HRA, rent paid minus 10% of salary, 50 or 50% of salary. Transport allowance rules are exempted only for disabled category. Exempted only for disabled category. I don't see any exemption for disability here, which means this transport allowance is fully taxable. Then he has also paid a rent of 25,000 rupees per month for an accommodation in Delhi. So this is his rent paid. This is his rent paid. Mr. A has paid an interest of 2,10,000 for housing loan which is taken for construction of house in Mumbai. Guy also has a house property, but this is an SOP property, which means interest on loan allowed as reduction, maximum limit 2 lakh rupees. Construction of house was completed in March 2024. Parents are living in that house. People, March 24 is your previous year, previous year, previous year, which means current year house is ready, no problems on the house, everything eligible for deduction. Yes, the other information is given to you. I have received contribution to PPF section 80C. Very good. Contribution to pension scheme in 80C CD. This is self for employer. Self contribution rules. First 50,000, no limits. Balance eligible for 10% of salary. Looking at the limit, it is 50,000. Therefore, fully eligible. Next, I have payment of medical insurance premium for father who's age 65, 80. Very good. I have 80D. Maximum limit 50,000 because the father is a senior citizen. I have payment of medical insurance premium for self and spouse. Again, 80D, my bucket. 80D, my bucket. Maximum limit 25,000. So I get 25,000 ka limit in my bucket also of yes or no. Yes, this is what the computation is. Anything else given in the question? No. Now the question says you are required to compute the total income and the tax liability of Mr. A for the assessment year 25-26 in the manner most beneficial. Meaning I have to do both the regimes. I'll have to do both the regimes, check whichever is lower. Now these kind of questions, if it come in exam, people, will you sit and waste time starting to do first new regime separately and old regime separately? What will you do? You will first calculate old regime fully and then make the modifications in new regime. Make the modifications in new regime. Agreed, not agreed? Yes. Let's make the old regime, people. I'm quickly doing it out for you. We don't need the format out. I have old tax regime to be created of. In old tax regime, who is this? This guy is Mr. A. Mr. A, is it? He is Mr. A. A is age 32 years, normal citizen, no problems anywhere. Yes, I am going to start preparing the computation. If I remember this exactly, he has two incomes, one from salary, one from HP. So what will I do? I'll start with salaries. I'll start with salaries and I'll come and say in the salaries, this guy has received 50,000 into 12, which is 6 lakh rupees for basic plus transport allowance number is 1,80,000 fully taxable. Then HRA received amount is 2,40,000. Exemption is least of the three. One is actual 2,40,000. Next is rent paid minus 10% of salary. Rent paid is 25,000 into 12, therefore 3 lakhs minus 10% of salary means basic plus DA forming part plus turnover commission. Do I have any DA forming part? Turnover commission. Answer is basic salary, which is 2,40,000. Yes, which means taxable number is 3 lakh minus 2,40,000, meaning 3 lakh minus. Oh, sorry. Minus 60,000. So it is 3 lakh minus 60,000, which is again 2,40,000. Last number is 50% of salary because the guy is in Delhi, which means 6 lakh ka 50%, which is 3 lakh rupees. Least of the three, 2,40,000. Received 2,40,000, exempted 2,40,000. Taxable amount is 0. Very good. Anything else in salary? I have my gross salary number is 7,80,000 minus. Very good. Standard deduction of giving me a 7,30,000 is my income from salaries. Yes. Next, I will do income from house property. Only one house I have, people, which is SOP house. SOP house, I will get a maximum deduction of 2 lakhs if all conditions are satisfied. Assumption is all conditions are satisfied. I will get a loss of 2 lakhs. I have a loss from HP. I can set off against salaries to the maximum of 2 lakhs. I only have a loss of 2 lakhs. I'm setting off the full 2 lakhs. Therefore, no restrictions anywhere. Therefore, my taxable income is 5,30,000. But this 5,30,000 is my GTI. In this GTI, I will reduce ATC 1,50,000, 80D. I had 50 for my father and 25 for myself. Total 75,000. Do I have anything else? 80 CCD is there. I have self contribution of 80 CCD for 50,000 rupees. Totaling the numbers 2 lakh 75. Taxable income 2,55,000. Taxable income is 2,55,000. Yes. Now tell me, people, this is my total income under ATR. The moment I see 2,55,000, I told you step to compute calculation of tax. Always compute total income. Number is 2,55,000. Step number 2. Check whether income has any special incomes or normal incomes. This only has normal incomes. Everything is under slab. Step number 3. Check whether he is rich, poor, middle class. Person is poor. Therefore, rebate eligibility. People, luckily all my incomes are slab incomes. Which means rebate will be fully eligible. Tax payable becomes, therefore tax is 0. Agreed, not agreed? Yes. This is step number 1 when I'm computing under ATR. Now, how do I do DTR is the question now. How do I do DTR? People, what will I do? I will say DTR. Start from where? Start from, I can directly start from GTI itself. Why can I start from GTI? Because I know anyway chapter 6A is not eligible. Saves me one more minute. Yes. So I start from GTI. GTI number is 5,30,000. Hello. Yes, sir. Now, rule for going to DTR, always come from down, go to the top and ask yourself every step of the way whether it is okay or not okay. Yes, I'm starting from the top. 5,30,000 ke upar I have 2 lakhs. Can I claim 2 lakh ka loss under DTR? Can I claim 2 lakh ka loss under DTR? No. Under DTR, what is the rule? When you have a HP loss, it can only be from LOP. Even if you have an LOP loss, I can only set off against LOP income. No further interhead set offs. No further interhead set off. Yes or no? Which means the 2 lakh which I claimed, can I claim? What will I do? Reverse it off. Therefore, I will add loss from HP. I will add loss from HP, correct? Yes. On the top, what do I have next? I have income from salary of 7,30,000. On the top, I see standard deduction of 50,000. Can I claim 50,000? I can claim 75. Now look at this, people. I have already claimed 50. I am supposed to claim 75, which means I need to further claim 25. So what will I do? I will say 25,000 as additional deduction. Correct? Yes. Come to the top. After 50, what do I have? I have HRA. I have taken it as 0. DTR says not allowed, which means whatever exemption I claimed, I will reverse it off. How much exemption I claimed? 2,40,000. How much will I reverse? 2,40,000. I will reverse it off. So add HRA exemption. Anything else? On the top, if you notice, I have transport allowance fully taxed, basic salary fully taxed, no other issues. This is my total income. 9,45,000. Now people, I am in DTR. DTR like you're only poor if you're up to 7 lakhs. This is 945 here. Correct, yeah. 7,30,000, 7,55,000. 25,000 is minus, people. Yes, be careful on the brackets. Yes, now I'm looking at the total income. Total income is more than 7 lakhs. Therefore, I have to compute tax. Help me on DTR. It is for the first 3 lakhs, 0, 3 to 7 lakhs, which is 20,000. 5% of 20,000. Then it is 7 lakh to 9,45,000 at the rate of 10%. So it is 24,500. Totaling the number, it is 44,500. Adding number gives me 4,6,280, which means the tax should be 1,780. This is what my cess should be. This is what my tax payable is. Now question says I want to compute tax in the most beneficial manner. If I'm looking at ATR, answer is 0. If I'm looking at DTR, answer is 46 to 80. I would prefer ATR. What should you conclude? Mr. A. Shoulda Maya. May. Mr. A may opt for alternate tax regime since the tax payable is lower. Yes or no? Yes. This is how you have to show a computational question of your tax liability. Makes sense? Yes. The format remains the same. There is nothing changed in the format. This is how ICA presents the format of. Although one thing which I don't like about them is they have shown DTR separately and they've shown ATR separately. So they'll do the whole computation in DTR once and they'll do the same computation in ATR once, which is honestly a waste of time. Yes, I don't see the reason for it. Answers remain the same. It doesn't change. Your answer is 9,45,000 on which you are getting 46 to 80. Same way you are going under normal provisions. What they have done, they've done the whole computation and again they have called the answer as 2,55,000. Therefore, the tax liability became 0 under ATR. It became 0 under ATR, and then the computational line comes and says, since the tax liability as per normal provisions is lower than the tax liability under default tax regime, it would be beneficial for Mr. A to shift out of default tax regime. Like I said, it would be beneficial. Matlab hai na, we are only recommending it. We are not forcing upon it. Are we clear? Yes, this is how you have to present it in exams. Make sense?
भैया एग्जाम में डीटीआर का वो जीटीए से अगर सब कर रहे हैं आपने भी सब करता है और अगर एक जगह स्टेप में गलत हो गया तो फिर मार्क्स
मीनिंग
जैसे भी अपन 2 लाख का एचपी का लॉस है वो ऐड करना है फिर माइनस करना था जीटीआर का वो अपन ने नहीं किया तो फिर उसमें स्टेप मार्क्स तो
Yeah, obviously, you'll always have step marks. When it comes to compulsory question, you will never be judged based on your final answer. You'll always be judged based on the steps you have written. So it's still fine, even if you've made 1 or 2 adjustments wrong, and you're honestly supposed to, right? Because when it comes to a 14-mark question, it will be in exam very clearly mentioned, or you will know from the question itself. There will be 2 adjustments which no one knows what is happening. Okay, there are bare minimum at least 2 adjustments. I say in every attempt will give you a weird adjustment which you have no answer on, right? So those 2 adjustments inherently will be wrong for you only. That does not mean that I say I will look at the answer and straightforward give you 0, right? For the 2 adjustments alone, there will be a assigned marks. Other than the 2 adjustments, everything else will be carrying marks to you. So you can still score off 10 to 12 marks in that paper. That should not be an issue at all. Yes, that should not be a concern. As long as your presentation is intact and you're able to justify to the examiner that yes, ignoring the 2 adjustments, my format is clear and my format is answerable, you should get marks. It's the same thing, it doesn't matter. If you want, you can just maximum mention gross total income likhe. You can say within brackets since chapter 6 is not eligible. Simple. That means the same. Yeah. I would always recommend going from gross total income unless and until your question has something called 80JJAA. Because if it's 80JJAA, what happens? You can claim it under ATR and DTR, in which case I will start from total income, because in that case what happens? I have to start from total income and not disallow the 80JJAA. Yes, to that extent I will start with a total income. If any other cases, I will start with CTI, no matter what happens. Clear? Yes. Similar question, people. See if you are able to crack it off. Question number 2 says, I have Miss Charlie, an American national, which means she's not an Indian citizen. She's not an Indian citizen. Why is it relevant, people? We look for residential status. She has got married to Mr. Ade in India, Mr. Ade of India in USA on 2nd March 2024. Your previous year? Previous year. And came to India for the first time on 16th March 24. Your previous year? Previous year. Relevant, not relevant? Relevant, not relevant? Not relevant. It is only relevant from 1st April. Anything happening on 16th March is not relevant. It is only relevant from 1st April. So focus from 1st April on this. She left USA on 19th September 2024. She's again left India. Which means she was in India from what period to what period? April to 19th September she was there in India. Yes, people, date of departure is assumed as stay in India or excluded in India. It's assumed as stay in India unless you are a crew member. She returned to India again on 27th March 2025. Previous year, next previous year. Same previous year, which means she's come back again. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 5 more days she was in India. While in India, she has purchased a showroom in Mumbai on 30th of April 2024, which was leased out to a company at a rent of 25,000 per month on 1st May 2024. She has now had a rent from a showroom, taxable under income from house property, but only for 11 months, because she took it only from May. She has taken a loan from a bank for purchasing of the showroom, for which bank has charged 97,500 up to 31st March 2025. This is previous year. This is previous year. She's received the following cash gifts from her relatives and friends during 1st April 24 to 31st March 25. Current year, she received gift from parents of the husband, 51,000. Because parents of husband, in-laws, parents are relatives, therefore fully exempt. Married sister of husband, 11,000. My spouse's siblings, exempt. From 2 very close friends of her husband, 1,51,000 and 21,000, 1,72,000. Fully, because more than 50,000. Now here is one catch point, people. Notice, why are they giving you gifts? Because they recently got married. If you notice the top, they recently got married. But the difference is, people, if you notice, the marriage happened in this year or this last year? Happened last year. Current year, if you're receiving gift, does it look like on account of marriage? No, it may not look on account of marriage, and therefore it is still taxable. That is what the line of defense would be. Although alternatively, you can still come and say that yes, this may be received on account of marriage and therefore may be fully exempted. That can be a line of defense, but I would not suggest on it, because marriage happened in the previous year. Clear? Determine the residential status and the total income chargeable to tax for her, along with the amount of tax liability if she opts out of default tax regime. Person is going for ATR. Would the residential status undergo a change if she was a person of Indian origin and her total income from Indian sources were 18 lakh rupees and she is not liable to tax in India? So two independent questions. Let's answer question number one. Question number one wants a residential status. Help me out, people. What am I doing? As a resident status, I told you on the chart, first primary condition check for 182 days. Check and tell me. I am starting from April, May, June, July, August, September. September is the end. Yes. September ka directly March. April 30, 31, 30, 31, 31, 19 and 5. Total becomes 177. Now this is what the trick is, people. Had you started from 16th March, you would have been dead there itself, because you would have crossed 182 days. You would have already become a resident. And that's where the answer would have changed off significantly. Yes, so be very, very careful when reading the questions. Like I told you in residential status, always start from April. Are we clear? Yes. So I have the number of days, people, which is 177. The moment it is 177, I'm on the left side of the chart. On the left side, I say an Indian citizen. Not there. This is not an Indian citizen. This is a American national. So she is on the last chart. Last chart says 60 and 365. Current year she should stay for 60. Did she satisfy? Yes. Last 4 years 365 she wants. People, last 4 years she came only on 16th March for the first time, which means she was maximum there for 15 days. Which means last 4 years she is not in India for 365 days. The person is a non-resident. Answer to residential status. Answer is NR. Agreed. Now keeping NR in mind is what you need to confirm which one is taxable and which one is not taxable. Looking at the incomes one by one, people. On the top, the first income she has is rent from showroom, 25,000 per month. Taxable, not taxable? Taxable, because showroom is in India, asset is in India, therefore income is also taxable in India. Income from house property number is, because 2,75,000 minus 30% minus 97,500. 95,000 is my income from house property, is 95,000. What else did she receive? She received the following gifts: 51,000 exempt, 11,000 exempt, 1,72,000 taxable. So it is 9,95,000 plus 1,72,000. Answer is 2,67,000. Now question has asked for total income and tax liability. Tax liability will be what? Because slab incomes, person is less than 5 lakhs, total income becomes eligible for rebate. Correct? No, that is the trick here. This is a non-resident. No rebate for him, no rebate for her, which means in this 2,67,000 I will remove 2,50,000. Taxable income 16,000, 17,000 at the rate of 5%. Number is 850. Adding, number becomes 880 is the answer. 880 is the answer. That is the hint here, people. The person is a non-resident, therefore not eligible for rebate. Keep that in mind. Clear? Yes. Question number 2 says, would your residential status undergo a change assuming that she is a person of Indian origin and her total income from Indian sources is 18 lakhs? She is also not liable to tax in India. Would your answer change? What will change? More than 15 lakhs. So 60 becomes 120 days. Now check, people. Current year 120 days satisfied. 365 satisfied. Still not satisfied. Anything changed? Person is still a non-resident. One more thing. She is not taxable in other country, therefore she is deemed as a resident. Correct? Not correct? Correct? Not correct? No. Check. Condition is only eligible for a person who's a Indian citizen. Look at my question. She is a person of Indian origin. We did an example question in the class also, if you remember, people. I will not take the deemed residency condition when it is a person of Indian origin. That is only for Indian citizens. This is not an Indian citizen, which means that condition will not apply. Deemed residential status does not apply. Answer is still non-resident. Answer is still non-resident. Would your answer change? No, will not change. No, will not change. Please be mindful of that fact, people. When it comes to deemed residential status, it is only applicable when the person is a Indian citizen. This one is a person of Indian origin. Person of Indian origin is only there in one place, when the person is visiting India. This is not a visit condition. Ignore it off. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Are we clear? Yes. So be careful, people. These are MCQ questions. Yes. Stories. Good. We're going to start with the comprehensive questions. First compulsory question. See if you're able to crap it off. Yes. Now, couple of rules when you look at these kind of questions. We discussed in PGBP also, people. Every time you look at the question, first you look at the main question, then look at the last line to find the requirement. Keeping that in mind, you will always start from left side, right side. Always start from income side. Then start to expense side. Then look at additional information. Yes, you all remember? Yes. Pencil with me, people. We are doing it together. The question says, Dr. Niranjana is the resident individual. Aged person is a very good person, is a senior citizen. Her income and expenditure account is given to you. Am I reading the table? No, I'm looking at the requirements. Look at the requirements. It says, from the above, you are required to compute the total income of Srimati Niranjana for 25-26 under DTR and ATR. They want both, which means every time you look at an adjustment, you will tell me whether it is okay for ATR and okay for DTR. If not, we will make changes. So I'm noting it down, people. Yes. Now, let's see this. I am starting from which side? Right side. I'm starting from income side. Let's see if you're able to grab. Yes. First thing, I see something called consultation and medical charges. 58,85,850. This is my PGBP turnover. This is my PGBP turnover, and there is something about turnover to be kept in mind. Always check for presumptive rules. This person is a professional. Presumptive rule says 50 or 75. 75 and 95% is received by permissible modes. Right now, do I know? Right now, I'll make an assumption it is 50. Unless the question changes, I will assume 50, which means right now presumptive. Mandatory, not mandatory. Ignored off. Next, I have income tax refund. Principal is 5,000. Interest is 450. Total number booked of 5,450 in my P&L. This is IFRS. So step number 1, remove it from PGBP. So step number 1, I will take it away from PGBP. Going to IFRS. How much am I going to tax under IFRS?
Only the interest.
Because people, income tax refund means what? I paid extra money, I got it back. How much did I pay extra? I paid extra 5,000, I got back 5,000, which means this is my money coming back to me. Taxable, not taxable? What is taxable? 450 alone is taxable. Yes. Now, one thing you need to tell me, Rahul, IFRS I'm taxing 450. How much am I removing from PGBP? I'm removing full 5,450 because full 5,450 is impacting my P&L. How much is there in my P&L? 5450. The whole thing is wrong. So what I remove is 5450, but what I tax is 450. So please be mindful of this one thing, people. The bigger mistake which students end up doing is they'll suddenly have a confusion. Rahul, OSL I'm taxing 450 only. So PGBP also I should reduce 450 only logically. Correct, not correct? No. People understand what is happening. The 5450 is fully pertaining to IFRS. Therefore, the full thing should be removed off. Agreed, not agreed? Yes or no? Yes, keep that in mind. I am moving on to dividends, which is 10,500. Wordings given is gross. Meaning this is my income. This is my taxable under. Therefore, minus from PGBP, add to IFOS, very good. Clear? Yes. Next, I have winnings from game show of 35,000 rupees showing in my P&L, but this number is net of TDS of 15,000 rupees. What is net of TDS? The 35,000 which I see right now is my income or after TDS income? After TDS income, which means technically how much should I receive? I should receive 50. I received only 35. First of all, how much is there in my P&L? 35. How much will I remove from P&L? How much will I remove from P&L? 35. People, how much is in my P&L? 35. Net profit is impacted based on what? 35. So how much will I remove? 35. So first to remove 35 from P&L. That is step 1. That is step 1. Now come to IFOS and tell me in IFOS how much should I tax? I should tax because TDS is also my income only. It is just that it is paid in advance. It is paid in advance. Therefore, I will tax full 50,000. Is this making sense? Yes. So catch point here, people, is the moment you see an item in P&L, I don't care what the number is. I don't care what my income is. Whatever is in my number of P&L, I will remove the whole number. I will remove the whole number. It is only in other heads that I will come and check how much should I tax. In PGBP, I will remove the same number given. The same number given. Understood? Everyone? Yes. Yes. Right side. I have received something called as rent 27,000. I have received rent of 27,000. First of all, is it part of PGBP? Therefore, move it off. Therefore, remove it off from PGBP. Then I will go and check whether it is from house or from other sources. Never given, always assume house. Never given, always assume house. Therefore, add it under HP. Correct? Ilya? Yes. Right side done. Right side done. Can we go to the left side? Look at left side. Look at each item. You will tell at each item, Rahul, is it business related? Not business related. On the left side, I have medicines consumed. Therefore, ignore. Staff salary 1380. People, my staff, my salary, I'm giving them. This is an expense for me. This is ignored. Clinical consumables 1,10,000. Ignore. Rent paid 90,000.
रेंट पे तो वो
Here is where generally people get confused. Rahul, rent received you tax under IHP, no? So rent paid also should be under HP, correct? People, rent received is for my house. Rent paid is for my office building, which means it is still P&L expense, therefore fully allowed. Next, administrative expenses 2,55,000. Ignore. Amount paid to Scientific Research Association 100% allowed as under ATR. Under ATR, not allowed under DTR. We discussed in DTR, people. DTR, there are two things: in-house and donations. In-house in the
बहुत
allowed, donation in the not allowed. So what will I do? I will say add under PGBP only for ATR. Add under PGBP only for ATR. Correct? Yes, sir. Yes. Next, I have net profit. This is my starting point for PGBP. Any doubts still here? Can we check the table? Yes, let's check additional information. Question says, additional information says, rent paid includes 30,000 rupees which is paid by check towards rent for her residential house in Surat. Which means I have now paid rent for my personal reasons. I've paid rent for my personal reasons. Can I claim? No. Therefore, add by subtract. Therefore, add. People, rent paid was how much? 90. Now look at this 90. In the 90 kulla, we have something called 30,000 paid for personal house. Paid for personal house. Therefore, I will disallow because it is personal expenses. I will disallow because it is personal expenses. Correct? I will add in DTR. Yes. I will add in DTR. I will ignore it off in ATR. Yes. Next, I have clinical equipments. First, on 1st April 24, I have some opening WDV of 5 lakh rupees eligible for at the rate of nothing is given, always garbage. 15. I have acquired on 7th December 24 check 2 lakh rupees worth of asset. I will claim 7.5 percentage as depreciation. Yes, yes. Next, rent received relates to property which is situated at Surat. The gross annual value of the property is given as 27,000. People, gross annual value is 27,000. Actual rent received is also 27,000. Whichever is higher. Answer is same 27,000. No problem. The municipal tax of 2,000 rupees which is paid in December 24 is included in administrative expenses. Meaning my P&L has this personal expense. I will disallow where
2000.
in your administrative expense, but the moment I'm disallowing there, people, I will also in my
HP.
very good, I will deduct it in my HP statement. What else is there? I have salary of 7,500 per month received from Full Cure Hospital which has not been included in consultation and medical charges. The person is receiving salary but has forgotten to record in the P&L. People, should I have recorded in P&L? No, no problem. What to do? Tax it under salaries, amount taxable. Minus standard deduction of 50 in ATR, 75 in DTR. Very good. Dr. Niranjana has availed a loan of 5,50,000 from bank for higher education of her daughter. The person has paid principal of 1 lakh rupee and interest of 55,000 rupees during 24-25. Now people, here is where most of the students end up going wrong. Question number 1. I see point number 5. My first question is this principal, interest, numbers, whatever they're talking. Is it part of my P&L? How do you know?
Sorry.
Is it there in my P&L?
No.
How do you know? People, this is part of my additional information, and every time you see something in additional information, normal assumption it is not in P&L unless given specifically. See the previous one. No, previous one, like they came and said that it is not included. In the one, like they came and said it is included. In this one, nothing is mentioned. Always assume not included. Now tell me, people, what have I taken loan for? Daughter's education, part of business. No, not part of business. Anything related to PGBP? No, I am taking on that. I am taking this under. I am taking this under. I am taking this under deductions. Which one? Section 80E of 55,000. This is interest on education loan, and that too higher education loan. If it was normal educational loan, I would have not claimed principal or interest. I would have claimed the tuition fees. I would have claimed the tuition fees under 80C. She has paid 1 lakh rupees as tuition fees, not in the nature of development or fees donation, to a university for full-time education of her daughter.
80C.
How is it 80C? What has she done? This is 80. Very good. This is 80C, tuition fees. Yes. Now, one problem which happens with a lot of students is students come and say, Rahul, wordings used to university. Now, when you say university, obviously you mean higher education, correct? No, it doesn't mean that way. People, university is a common word. When you go to Bangalore and all, what do they call it? They call it Christ University. 11th and 12th standard are actually learning school in Christ Junior College. Is 11th and 12th Junior College? No, they call fancy words, people, nothing else. Yes, at the end of the day, it's a tuition fees paid. At no point of time have they come and told that she's pursuing something more than 12th standard. With no assumptions made, it is always assumed less than 12th standard. Less than 12th standard. So don't get confused, people. University and all is not something called lower education. It can only be higher education. That's basically you being garib, nothing else. Yes, हमारी गरीबी में हम लोग को उतना ही समझ में आता है. University is also a school. Is also a school. Clear? Yes. So 80C will get eligibility here. Then I have amount paid of 28,000 paid in check on 27 March 25 for medical insurance premium. 80 D amount eligible 28,000 fully. मेरे को पता होना चाहिए. मेरे को पता है, मैं देखा था. We marked it, people. When I started the line itself, I marked it and I told you keep it in mind that it's a senior citizen. You are looking at your own question banks. It shows the senior citizen. You don't need to look at the board for it. Yes, it is a senior citizen eligible for 50,000 restricted to 28,000. Correct? Yes. Now this is what the DTR shows. This is what ATR shows. Now tell me what and all changes will I make in DTR? What and all changes I'll make in DTR? First of all,
Salary.
no claim of scientific research. No claim of scientific research. Next change.
Salary.
The standard deduction on this will become 75,000. Next. No claim. Sorry. No claim for 55,000. No claim for 1 lakh rupee. No claim for 28,000 rupees. Which means in simple words, what can I do? I can do ATR. I can do ATR. And then I'll make 5 adjustments. Adjustment number 1, disallow scientific research. Adjustment number 2, claim standard deduction ka 25,000. Standard deduction ka 25,000. Point number 3, I will reverse 80E, 80C, 80D, and I'll get my answer. Yes or no? Yes. On the top of your mind, people, starting point, what will I start with? Which head? I will start with salaries. Then I will do HP. Then I will do PGBP. Then I'll do पता है मेरे को CG है कहाँ question में मेरे को पता है ना. Yes, then I'll do I have an first question? Yes, we have high first also, people. We have dividends, we have winnings, everything is there. Yes, now be mindful on one thing. This question has asked for tax liability. I have winnings taxable at the rate of 30%. So which means when you compute a total income, on the total income you will split winnings and tax at 30%. Balance you will tax at slab models. Yes. So the question will look like this, people. You will start with salaries. You will take the 90,000 ka your salary income. On this 90,000 ka salary income, you will claim 75,000 ka standard deduction if you are doing DTR. Then you will take your gross annual value, reduce your municipal tax, reduce your 30%. You will get 17,500 as your income from house property. Coming to PGBP, what and all we discussed? We took 4,40,000. I first removed all my income statements. I had rental income, I had dividend income, I had winnings income, I had income tax refund. I removed the exact numbers in my P&L as it is. Then I went to my deductions. In my deductions, I had depreciation on asset for 15% on opening balance and 7.5% on my additions put to use for less than 180 days. Then I had my scientific research expense, which I said fully allowable only under ATR, not allowable under DTR. Therefore, they have disallowed 1,50,000 under DTR. They also disallowed 30,000 rupees, which was my personal rent paid for my own house. 2,000 rupees for the municipal tax, which is paid on my let out house. Therefore, they got the PGBP, on which now they have started adding my IFOS incomes. One is my income tax refund or interest on income tax refund. And then dividends from UTI. Also winnings grossed up for 50,000 rupees after adding back my TDS. Got my total income as 5,47,900. No deductions given because I am under DTR. My income became 5,47,900. Tell me, people, 5,47,900 person is. I am in DTR. Person is poor. Eligible for rebate. Tax payable is. Idiots. We have winnings of 30%. Abhi bas 30 seconds munadi I told you. Yes, 5,47,900 mein se I'll remove 50,000 worth of winnings. Balance I will tax at 0. I'll tax at 0 because eligible for rebate. The 50,000 will be taxable for 15,000 rupees and then add cess on it if at all I need to claim. But some part of rebate I can claim on that also, people. Yes, some part of rebate. Hey, can I claim rebate on winnings? I have told this like 101 times right now. Yes, and 101 times I ask the same question, every time the same answer. Winnings pe rebate milega. You will get rebate pe winnings pe rebate. The only thing you can't get it for is 1. Be careful, people. Yes, coming to the alternate tax regime, they have again done the stupidity. They have done the whole thing once again. I am not doing all those things. Looking at the answer should be 2,39,900. People, income is 2,39,900. I am poor, eligible for. I am eligible for rebate except winnings. So 2,39,000 mein se I'll remove 50,000. Balance pay I'll tax 0. Winnings pay I'll tax 15,000 and I'll get my answers accordingly. That is what the answer would look like. Are we clear? Yes. You were only lucky in this question because question did not want taxes payable. Question only wanted total income. बच गए वहाँ पे. Yes. Had you had tax payable question, you would have lost heavy. Yes. Be careful on these kind of questions. Exam question. 100% you'll get tax payables. You'll get tax payables. Are we clear? Yes. Yes. Any doubts on the question, people? Make sense? Yes. Similar template. Let's see if you can answer the next question. Similar template. You're answering the next question. Question says, I have Mrs. Purvi, aged 55, is a chartered accountant in practice, normal citizen, not having senior citizenship, maintains her account on cash basis. Now this is gonna cause problems. No. People, cash basis means person does not know what is mercantile accounting, meaning for that person, if you get money it is income, if you spend money it is expense. That is all the logic is. Yes, cash basis accountings are one of the toughest questions in exam, because if you do one small mistake, everything will go haywire. Yes, let's see if you're smart enough. Question says, I'm giving you income and expenditure account for 31st March 2025. Now people, I'll always start from income side, but wait, I want requirement. Look at the requirement. It says compute the total income and tax payable of Purvi for the assessment year under both the regimes. Nothing given, always assume both the regimes. Starting from the right side, people. What is the information given to you? I have fees earned. Income is 2788, 1540, 1270, adding up to 5598. People, turnover is more than 50 lakhs. Assumption is that person is not eligible for presumptive, unless question says I am receiving money by permissible modes. Right now I am not impacted. Right side, dividend on shares of X Limited 10524. I will minus from PGBP, add to. Very good. Yes. Next, I have income from UTI 7600. Same, minus from PGBP, add to IFOS. I have honorarium received from various institutions for valuation of exam papers. Same, minus in PGBP, add to IFOS. Now, a person can come and say, Rahul, if the person is chartered accountant, it can be a PGBP income also. I would not agree so, because I am in practice. My job is not to correct papers. I am doing it as a side hustle. And therefore it is still under IFOS. If you want, you can put it under PGBP also. There is no problem. Answer is not going to change. It is just a way of assumption. At the end of the day, if you think about this carefully, people, my normal turnover is 55 lakhs and my valuation money is 15,000. Do you think 15,000 is a significant number for me to call it my business? No. Therefore, I would put it under IFOS, concept of materiality. I'm looking at what materiality is coming in. If it's a high materiality, then I'll put it under. Otherwise, I'll put it under. That's all. I have rent received from residential flat out. I will first, out of PGBP, take 2. That's all the answer is. Yes. Left side. I am salary to staff. Allowed. Siphon to articles. Incentive to articles. क्या चाहिए? तुझे क्या चाहिए? इंसेंटिव मतलब गिफ्ट.
नहीं भैया.
Okay, hold back information. Ippodukku allowed. Yes, Ippodukku allowed. Then I have office rent. Printing and stationery, meeting and seminar, purchase of car. This is a capital expense. Office use to allowed ama. This is a capital expense, which means I will add it to my block and claim. Very good. this is one thing which people end up not doing in exam. They will realize it's a capital expense but forget that it's allowed for depreciation. Please be mindful that you have claimed depreciation on this. Yes, yes. What is the rate of depreciation?
कार का
दोनों assumption लिख दे exam में. 15%. 30 is for lorries. Repairs, maintenance and petrol of car allowed. Traveling expenses. क्या सोच रहे हो? हैं? क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या है? सोच क्या रहे, दिमाग में चल क्या रहा है? क्या आ गया? तुम भर रहे हो, तुम ले रहे हो? People, are you paying this or are you receiving this? You're paying this. This is your business expense. This is your business expense. All those conversations come when I receive transport. Here I am paying transport, which means it is for my employees. This is for me a business expense. Therefore, municipal tax paid for house property. How disallow it in PGBP minus in. Very good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Net profit is my starting point. Net profit is my starting point. Correct. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Additional information. Allowable rate of depreciation on motor car is 15. 30 चाहिए तुम लोग को. Value of benefits received from clients during the course of profession is 10,500 rupees. Break English. Make me explain what is happening. The person has received benefits in the business to be taxed under PGBP. People, additional information it is given. Nothing is given whether it is there in P&L or not. Always assume not in P&L. Therefore, add to PGBP. Section 28 definition. Yes, we did it in charging section. I told you Jetalal getting Tony TVs and all will be treated as a gift, fully taxable. Therefore, fully taxable. Correct. Yes. Point number 3. Incentive to article assistants represents amounts paid to 2 article assistants for passing IPCC exam in the first attempt. क्यों? आर्टिकल तेरा जीजा लगता है. So if you are working as an employee in a company and the company is planning for doing a Diwali festival, whatever expenses the company incurs for the Diwali festival, allowed, not allowed? Kyun? How is it business related? You get my question? Understand, people, when we read salaries, and I told you an employer gives a gift to employee. An employer gives a gift to employee. You said in the hands of employee it is taxable if it is more than 5,000. What is happening in the hands of employer? Can he claim the deduction, not claim the deduction? He can't claim the deduction because he is not related to the employee. For him it's a business expense. People, I am an employer. I have appointed articles in my profession. Articles are my related party. No. Are my related party? No. They're not my related party, which means whatever I give to them, for me it's a business expense. Is it a personal expense? No. People, by me giving gift to my articles, what happens? Employees' morale will increase. Articles will be more interested to work. They'll be happier that, sir, Deva me kudukrare. Yes or no? Yes, which means it impacts my business productivity. At the end of the day, understand, people, as an employer, whatever I give to my employees is a expense for me because they are not my related party. Yes or no? Yes. Now, employees receive 101 things in company. They receive laptops, they receive salaries, they receive bonus, they receive gift, they receive recreation facilities, anti-depression sessions. बहुत सारी चीजें होती है. Yes or no? Yes. इन सारी चीजों के लिए will you come and say it's not business related? Will you say it is not business related? Link हो गया तो बहुत बड़ी बात है. Yes. People, these are all expenses which the company incurs for the purpose of business expense, and therefore it is fully confusing question, people. Nothing. Yes, it's a allowable information. It's just wasting time on things, which means I will. It's already there in P&L, therefore ignore. Repairs and maintenance of a car includes 2000, which is paid for the period October 24 to March 25. People, October 24 is your previous year. March 25, sorry, September 25 is next previous year, which means I have booked an expense in my P&L. Part of it is current year's, part of it is next year's. क्या करूं?
1000.
हाँ, कितना? 1000 I will. क्या this year क्या? Okay. Balance 1000. I will, because accrual concept.
Cash basis.
वो क्या करें उसमें?
Income tax.
मतलब नहीं.
Did income tax tell you that they're preparing on accrual basis? कौन बोला? मैंने सिखाया? मैंने तो नहीं सिखाया. क्या किए? That is only if the expense is booked in the P&L. When did I ever come and tell you that you should prepare PGBP only on accrual basis? Ignore.
Sir, it's for official purpose, right?
Person is following cash basis. Cash basis means whatever I pay is a expense, whatever I receive is a income. I paid 2000. For me, 2000 is a expense. I don't care what period it pertains to. I don't care what period it pertains to because I'm following cash basis. This is what I told you, people. Cash basis can get really confusing in exams. You have to be very, very careful when you read cash basis. Logic is very simple. A person will only account an expense when he pays it off, and he doesn't care what period it pertains to. If he pays, he claims. If he does not pay, he does not claim. That is what the logic is, which means this is fully allowed as deduction in the current year itself, even if it pertains to next year, because he's following. Be careful. Next, I have salary including 30,000 rupees to a computer specialist in cash for assisting Mrs. Purvi on a professional assignment.
So it's the next year to exempt.
What is exempt? Why? He's already booked it in the current year. No, next year क्या book करेगा वो? Yes, I have paid 30,000 rupees in cash to a computer specialist for special assignment. I will disallow more than 10,000 per person per day. People, okay, let me clarify. If things are getting ugly, let me clarify. There are two things we are discussing right now. One is called method of accounting. One is called method of accounting. Method of accounting means mercantile or cash basis. Mercantile means I will accrue an expense when it is due. Cash basis means I will accrue an expense when I pay. When a person says here cash, he means he is actually given cash. He is actually given cash. क्या हो गया? Yes, yes, there are two ways to look at it, people. One is called method of accounting. Method of accounting is mercantile basis or cash basis. Second thing is mode of payment. Mode of payment means paid by cash or paid online. Paid online. This one is the mode of payment. Mode of payment he made by cash. He can make payment only up to 10,000 per person per day. He paid more than, therefore payment will get disallowed. Payment will get disallowed. Not because he's following cash basis, but because he paid in cash. Because he paid in cash. Clear? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Next. Traveling expenses includes expenditure incurred on foreign tour of 32,000, which was within RBI norms. ढूंढो, नहीं मिलेगा कहीं पे भी. I will ignore. Why? RBI itself is saying you can pay the expense. What is the problem here? Yes, these are all confusing adjustments, people. ICA is just trying to confuse you with things. You just have to be smart on answering the question in a single shot, nothing else. Yes, medical insurance premium on health of dependent brother and major son dependent on her of 5,000 and 10,000 rupees was paid in cash. People, question number 1, is it there in the P&L? It's not there in the P&L, not part of P&L, no impact in PGBP. I am under chapter 6A, 80D. I am under 80D. Now people, 80D, if you remember, we told there are 3 people who are covered. Spouse, dependent children, myself in one bucket and parents in another bucket. Look at it now. I am paying medical insurance for dependent brother. Can I pay? Which means not allowed. Which means not allowed. Can I pay it for major son? Yes, because son is dependent. So which means 5,000 not allowed as deduction. 5,000 not allowed as deduction. It was neither there anywhere, so not allowed. Ignoring information. Ignoring information. 10,000 I can, because very good, not allowed as deduction because paid by cash. Because paid by cash. Yes, paid by cash not allowed. I can only allow preventive health checkup by cash. 2,000 is for donations. I can only allow preventive health checkup by cash. This is insurance. Insurance should be paid by permissible modes. I have paid it by cash, not allowed as deduction, which means this information will get ignored. I have invested 10,000 in NSC bonds. 80? Very good. This is 80C. I have 70,000 paid towards advance tax.
वो tax निकालने के बाद ही पता चलेगा.
Very good. After you compute your tax, you will reduce this as your advance tax credit. You reduce it as your advance tax credit to find out what is the self-assessment I have to pay. To find out what is self-assessment I would have to pay. Clear, clear, clear. Yes, adjustments can go a little crazy when it comes to cash, people. So you have to be very, very careful on it. So what and all adjustments has ICA done? They have told first, when you look at your statements, I will have to first compute my total incomes. What is the computation of total income? They took my HP. In my HP, they came and said my gross annual value in the question was 85,600. Reduce the municipal tax of 3,000 given in the question. Therefore, 82,600. Allow 30% standard deduction. Income from house property came as 57,820. Coming to PGBP statement, what happened? I started with my net profit. I disallowed the 30,000 rupees paid to that computer specialist by cash, more than 10,000. I disallowed the 80,000 which is purchase of the car, for capital nature. Then I disallowed the municipal tax because I have to take it under HP chapter. I added the 10,500, the gift which I received in my business, that I added off. I removed the 10,524, which is the dividend which I have to tax under IFRS. 7,600 of UTI which I have to tax under IFRS. 15,800 being the valuation of the papers to be taxed under IFRS. 85,600 which I have taxed under HP. I got my PGBP income after claiming the motor car pay depreciation at the rate of 15%. After that, I computed my IFRS income, taxing dividends, 7,600 and 15,800 being my IFRS incomes. Then I took my chapter 6A. People, ATC, I told NSC investment 10,000 rupees. 80D got fully ignored because everything was paid in cash and was paid for a brother. And then I found my total incomes. If you look at the statement, my total income under default tax regime became 10,11,940 and under ATR became same 10,01,940. Weird this is. Oh, it's 10,11,000, here is 10,01,000. Yes, only one difference because the chapter 6A was the only difference. Yes, and therefore they computed taxes. If I understand the taxes carefully, my tax liability here came as 17,950 as a refund, and here I got 45,790 as a payable, which means ATR is showing higher tax. I have to pay 45,000 higher, where I have to get a refund of 17,000, which means I will opt for DTR. Clear? Yes or no? Yes, people, adjustments in these, I want you all to mark those adjustments very, very carefully if you have been making mistakes, so that the day before exam you will note these adjustments very specifically for reference points. Yes, so please do that so that you can remember it on the day of exams. Clear? Yes? Hello? Yes. the question which can go horribly wrong in exams. We are now preparing a total income question, but this time I will not give you a table. I will rather give you English. I'll rather give you English, meaning the whole P&L will now be given in English format. You have to now read the English and understand whether the item is there in the P&L or not there in the P&L. Yes, this one can go a little wrong, people, so read the lines very, very carefully. Question says, I have Mr. Y who's carrying on his own business. An analysis of the trading and P&L account is given to you. What do I want? Last information. Question says, I want total income under optional tax regime. This time they only want ATR, they don't want DTR. Very good, easy work for me. Looking at the items first, one by one, people. On the top, question says I have a net profit of 11,20,000 taxable under. This is my starting point under PGBP. Very good. Now I'm going to look every item one by one and I'm going to ask you first question. Is it there in the P&L? If you say yes, then I will ask you, should you adjust or should you ignore? If you say no, not there in P&L, then you will tell me which head of income it is. Which head of income it is. Clear? Clear. Read. It says the following incomes were credited in P&L account. Matlab these incomes are already there in P&L. Now you will check and tell me, should it be there or should it not be there? Should it not be there? Dividends from UTI. Therefore, minus 2. Add 2. Interest on debentures. Minus 2. PGBP. Add 2. IFOS. Winnings from horse races. Minus 2. PGBP. Add 2. IFOS. People question wants tax payable. True or false? No, which means winnings doesn't matter. Unless the question asks for tax payable, it doesn't matter because it's part of my special income. It's part of my special income. It will only impact my tax liability, will not impact my total income. It was found that some of the stocks were omitted to be included in both opening and closing stock. Omitted matlab, is it there? Not there. Not there. Opening stock was omitted for 8,000, which means if I correct my books, my opening stock will increase, which means my profit will decrease. My profit will therefore minus. My closing stock has 12,000. People, 12,000 was missed out, which means if I include my opening stock, my closing stock will increase, my profit will increase, therefore add. So I will add 12,000, I will reduce 8,000. I will reduce 8,000. Yes, yes, yes. 1 lakh rupees was debited in profit and loss account being contribution to university, approved and notified under 35. This is scientific research expenses as a donation. Donation is allowed under ATR, not allowed under DTR. I am under. Therefore, people, is this already there in P&L? Should it be there in the P&L? Therefore, I will.
साइंटिफिक रिसर्च का वैसे वो सेक्शन से पता चलेगा.
यूनिवर्सिटी को कंट्रीब्यूशन क्यों दोगे तुम? जनरली पूछ रहा हूँ, यूनिवर्सिटी को कंट्रीब्यूशन क्यों दोगे तुम? साइंटिफिक रिसर्च के लिए. दैट्स व्हाई. क्लियर? यस. नेक्स्ट, salary is including salary is matlab there in the P&L. Salary is including 20,000 rupees paid to his brother, which is unreasonable to the extent of 2,500. Disallow 2,000. That's all. Because related party unreasonable payment. Related party unreasonable payment. I will disallow. Advertisement includes 15 gift packets. Includes matlab there in the P&L. Advertisement expenses includes 15 gift packets of dry fruits costing 1,000 per packet, which are presented to important customers. Because very good. Now you're getting the hang of it. These are business expenses, therefore allowed as deduction. Already there in P&L, therefore ignored information. Next. Total expenses on the car was 78,000. The car was used for both business and personal purpose. 3/4 is used for business purpose. Matlab I will disallow 1/4, meaning I will disallow 19,500 in my PGBP statement because the full expenses is there in my P&L. Full expenses is there in my P&L. Correct? Yes, sir. Next, miscellaneous expenses are including 30,000 rupees, which is paid to A and Co, a goods transport operator, in cash on 31st January 25 for distribution of company's products to the warehouse. People, checkpoints, cash payment and transport operator. Cash payment for transport operator limit is 35,000. I paid, which is within the limits, already there in P&L, should be there in P&L. Therefore, depreciation which is debited to books of accounts is 55,000. I will disallow 55,000. Depreciation allowed under income tax is 50,000. I will claim 50,000. I'll claim 50,000. Correct? Yes. Next line. Drawings 10,000 debited in books. Okay. Question. People, drawings. Drawings or drawings? You drawings debited in books.
ये पास
वही पूछ रहा हूँ, ड्राइंग्स या ड्राइंग्स? See, which is why I'm asking this question. Molly, understand. When you say drawings, can you debit drawings in books? Which means you're only drawings in books. Yes. Yes. So you are basically drawings meaning it's a personal withdrawal. It's a personal withdrawal. People, personal withdrawal should be taken from my capital account. I cannot put it in my P&L. Which means showing it in P&L is wrong accounting. Therefore, reverse the accounting. I debited in P&L. Therefore, I will add it back in my PGBP. Correct? Not correct. Next, I have investment in NSC 15,000 debited in books. A debited matlab there in P&L. Investment in NSC is 80C, which means PGBP should it be there, not be there? Therefore, I will first disallow in and then claim 80C deduction. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. These questions become easier if you figure out whether it is there in P&L or not there in P&L. So reading the lines are very carefully to find whether it is saying the word includes or saying the word not considered or saying the word not considered. Samajh mein aa raha hai? Yes or no? Yes. By these three questions you would have realized, people, some adjustments are repeating itself. Adjustments like NSC investments, depreciation, payment in cash is repeating itself. There are some handful of adjustments, people. ICI will always keep giving the same adjustments. They will not change the adjustment also. Numbers alone will keep changing. So those adjustments are what you have to pay attention to. But if you notice, people, every question will have this one extra adjustment which you don't know. Yes or no? So that's a standard practice. Out of a 14-mark question, you will expect at least 1 or 2 adjustments which you are not aware of. You have to either make a choice or write some shit. It doesn't matter, because if it is a weird adjustment, they would have given you alternatives on both. So don't sit and think on it. What you get on the first go is the right answer, is what the understanding is. Yes, that is what the understanding should be. Clear? Yes, so big adjustments, people. Stories they have given. We're doing 6. Question says, Mr. Aged resident individual practicing chartered accountant. Person is in profession. Furnish you with the following receipts and payments account. Meaning now they've given you the cash book. You have to prepare the P&L. So now you are going to do ulta. You're going to now prepare the P&L. So now you will not tell me disallowed or allowed. You will say whether you should claim or not claim. You should claim or not claim. Correct? Not correct? Yes. Keep that attention in mind. I am looking at the last line. It says, compute the total income of Mr. Rajiv for the assessment year 25-26 under 8 year. Line above says, Rajiv is following cash system of accounting. This is your method of accounting. Meaning again the rule is money comes, income, money goes. That is what the understanding is. Yes, people, now tell me which side, left side, right side? Pehle, because I want to look at my incomes first. You look at each item and tell me which head, whether should we take or should you ignore. First item says opening balance of cash. Because balance sheet entry. Then fees from professional services 59,38,000. This is my revenue. This is going to be my starting point because I don't have the net profit, so I have to create the net profit, which means this is my starting point. So I'm going to start this time from my revenue. Again, people notice carefully, turnover is 59 lakh. I'm assuming that no presumptive for 75. Motor car loan taken from Canara Bank at 9% per annum, 2,50,000. Yeah, loan liya. People, this is loan taken. Part of P&L. Therefore, ignore information, not relevant. क्या पे करना डाला हो तो ना. What are you following? Meaning, if the question says that they have paid, then you will claim it as an expense. If not, so it already should be the other on the right side. It doesn't matter. Clear? Yes. Line above, people. It says rent. Rent what? Received or paid up? Rent taxable under. Taxable under HP. People, after claiming right side, staff salary 21,50,000. I will. Patiya. You're doing direct method right now. मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, मैं 2 बार ऑडिट किया तो बोल दे कि भूल जाओ. Yes, this is an expense to be claimed because you're following. Hey, you're preparing P&L. You are preparing P&L. When you're preparing P&L, this is an expense for you. You are only preparing the P&L. You have to claim it as a deduction. Other administrative expense, claim. Office rent, housing loan repaid to SBI includes 1,88,000, has interest of 88,000. Claim कहाँ? Break into two. 88,000 goes to HP as claim. 1 lakh goes to ATC as chapter 6A. Correct? Yes. Next, life insurance premium paid of 24,000, 10% of sum assured. 80 maximum amount. Allowed fully deduction because it is within 10%. I cannot pay more than 10%. After 2012, it is within 10%. Therefore, fully allowed. Motor car acquired on Jan 2025 by account pay check. Claim depreciation at the rate of 7.5%. Medical insurance premium paid for self and wife paid by account pay check 18,000. 80. D. Amount eligible full 18,000. Books bought on 1st July 24. Annual publications by account pay check. Again, asset with a 40% depreciation. So no claim, but directly 40% depreciation. Hey, I have a question.
Sir,
We are following cash basis accounting, no? So depreciation claim कर सकते हैं क्या? It's non-cash expense, no? Sure. Computer acquired on 1st November 24 by account pay check for professional use. Claim 20% because put to use for less than. Domestic drawings. People have a confusion. Why would they say domestic drawings? They could have told drawings. Now, what is foreign drawings then? नहीं तो क्या पता, maybe this domestic drawings means actually like, you know, drawing of India. Maybe वो we create no people school times में वो mountain create करके sun one बना के मतलब पेंटिंग के लिए लाखों देते हैं. Painting people make for crores people. We call abstract painting. एक मिनट people domestic drawings because personal expense. PPF Public Provident Fund subscription 20,000. 80 C motor car maintenance allowed as deduction. Closing balance ignore because balance sheet entry. The person has occupied 50% of the building for own residence and has let out the balance for residential use at a monthly rent of 5,000 rupees. The building was constructed in 5/6 when the housing loan was taken. People, now this is where the issue is. You are now having a house where part is SOP and part is LOP. What and all gets impacted? Only municipal tax and interest on loan will get impacted because municipal tax will be paid for the full house. Interest on loan also will be paid for the full house. So look at the question and tell me, do you have any municipal tax payments? No, so ignore it off. Do you have any interest on loan? Yes, which means this 88,000 now will get split into two. 44 for SOP and 44 for LOP. Correct, Ilya? Yes or no? Adhe mari people, if you look at this, look at the rent. No, question says the person was supposed to receive a monthly rent of 5,000 into 12 gives me. But mala rent I received is only, what should I tax?
50
I should tax 60,000. Hey, accounting methods are only for business. This is HP. We discussed accounting methods only in business. When have you seen HP getting taxed on cash basis? Hey, we discussed GAV, municipal value or fair rent, whichever is higher, compared with actual rent for the whole year. Actual rent for the matlab, I will tax 60,000. I will tax 60,000. People, this is what you have to keep in mind, that when it comes to cash basis of accounting, a person will do for what? Only for business. Why will he do those cash basis of accounting for salary and HP? Which means salary and HP, if you remember, we discussed also, people, I told salary will be taxable on due or receipt, whichever is earlier. Rent will be taxable on due or receipt, whichever is earlier. Yes or no? But I never told you about PGBP. I never told it is PGBP taxable on due basis. PGBP can be due or cash, whichever is followed off. Whichever is followed off. Correct? Yes or no? So I will now be taxing 60,000. I will not be taxing 50,000. This is where ICA plays the googly, people. Here is where you end up going horribly wrong, which is what I told you. When it comes to cash basis of questions, be very careful. One small mistake from your side, the whole question will go haywire. Yes, yes. So be careful on this. Motor car was taken for both personal and official purposes. 1/5 of the motor car is used for personal purpose. No car loan interest was paid during the year. क्या करें? People, I have not paid any single rupee for my car loan interest, but I have incurred the interest. I have incurred the interest. Can I claim as deduction? Should I repeat the question? My question is, I have a car loan on which I am supposed to pay interest. I am supposed to pay interest, but I have not paid the interest. Is it an expense? Not an expense.
Not an expense.
It is an expense. Can I claim the expense or not claim? Because cash basis of accounting, which means it is not relevant. But what is relevant? Look at the top. It says car was used for both personal and official. 1/5 of the car expense is personal, which means I can only claim 4/5. Look at all the expenses on the top and tell me which one should I disallow. maintenance will get disallowed for 1/5. So I will only claim minus of 4/5 of this. 4/5 of this. Next. Very good. People, depreciation also can be claimed only for 4/5 because that is what has been used for business. And this is the small hint, people. In exam, whenever you see a motor car question, it is 99% expected in exam that you will get two adjustments, one for depreciation and one for maintenance. Both you have to check and both have to be accordingly adjusted off. Both have to be accordingly adjusted off. Are we clear? Are we clear? Yes or no? Be very, very careful on this adjustment, people. This is one very commonly tested adjustment in exam. ICI loves motor car and they will make it personal in nature. They'll make it personal in nature. Clear? Yes. Next, what am I looking at? I have WDV. I have WDV. Look at the rates of depreciation. People, furniture and fixtures, 10%. Plant and machinery, computers are. That's all. This is the question. This is the question. Correct? Not correct? Yes. So if you have figured out what is receipts and payments, you will get the answer. Otherwise, it is a challenge. Otherwise, it is a challenge. Are we clear? Are we clear? One question, then we take a break. It's getting heavy. Huh? क्या नहीं है उनसे? Why? PGBP. Yes, yes. Maybe familiar question, people. Maybe definitely. You'll have it in follow-up questions. Yes, people. Now, I'm taking you a little bit away from PGBP. I'm moving you to salaries. I'm moving you to salaries. Let's see if you're able to crack a full-fledged salary question. Yes, this question should be a little familiar to you if you have remembered this question. Yes, familiarity of a question, you should feel it somewhere. Look at the question. It says, Ramdan is aged 33 years as a manager in Frozen Foods Limited and has provided you the following information. This question has a basic salary of 15,000 per month. Taxable, not taxable? Taxable. DA is 50% of retirement benefits, 12,000. Amount taxable. Amount taxable, full 12,000. Commission paid as a percentage of turnover is 0.5%. Turnover is 50 lakhs. What will I do? 50 lakhs ka 0.5. 25,000 fully taxable. माँ धृति तुम कैलकुलेटर यूज करो. चलिए रिस्क नहीं चाहिए मेरे को. Bonus, taxable on receipt basis. Gratuity. People, अब तक तो ये क्वेश्चन तुम्हें पता होना चाहिए. This is part of your fortnight question. Yes, question came from here only. This is a fortnight question. This is fully taxable because received during, very good, received during employment basis. Own contribution to RPF. ATC. Own contribution to RPF, ATC. People, in the fortnight you were not supposed to answer it because it was a question on salaries. Now it is a question on total income, which means 80C. Employer's contribution to RPF is 20% of basic salary. Of, which means I can claim a deduction of 12% of salary, where salary means basic plus TA forming part plus turnover commission. Help me. 1,80,000 plus 72. 1,80,000 plus 72 plus 25. 2,77,000. Iska 12% is what I can pay. How much can I pay? 30? I can pay 33,240. Correct, Ilya? How much have I paid? I have paid 20% of basic. My basic is 1,80,000. 20% becomes 36,000. So I have paid 36,000. I am eligible for exemption of 33,240, taxing 2,760. Same numbers came in question. Yes, taxable for 2,760. Correct, not correct? Yes or no? Yes, next line. It says interest credited in RPF 15%, 15,000 rupees. क्या करना है? 5,500 taxable. 5,500 is taxable because I was exempted for 9.5 percentage. If 15,000 is 15 percentage, how much is 9.5 percentage? 9,500. So how much can I tax? 5,500. I can tax 5,500. Agreed, not agreed? Yes or no? Yes or no? Next, gold ring worth 10,000 was given by his employer on his 25th wedding anniversary. What will I do? Because
5,000
it is more than 5,000, fully taxable. Gifts received from employer to employee is fully taxable. Unless it is less than 5,000. Therefore, fully taxable. Music system purchased on 1st April 24 by the company for 85,000 rupees, which was given to him for his personal use.
So we'll reduce depreciation.
नहीं वर्किंग में
Transferring investments. Assuming we are purchasing in the starting.
Are you selling it or are you using it?
Just using the next one. Not taxable.
Use of mobile assets will be checked for owned or hired. Owned panna 10% of cost, higher panna higher charges. किसके यूज के लिए? Employer has bought it for employees use. Use of mobile assets to the employee. Use of mobile assets to the employee. Therefore, taxable in the hands of employee. Now check and tell me, people, was this asset acquired or was this asset hired? It was acquired, which means 10% of the cost, which is 8,500, fully taxable in the hands of employee. 2 light good vehicles owned by him were leased to a transport company against a fixed charges of 6,500 per month. Books of accounts are not maintained.
per year.
I am under PGBP. I am under PGBP. Under presumptive rules. Very good. I am under presumptive rules. This is a transport operator owning less than 10 vehicles. I will be 7,500 per month or part thereof per vehicle. This person is only receiving 6,500, but he says he does not want to maintain books. When he does not want to maintain books, he can only do presumptive. He will have to mandatory go for presumptive of 7,500. That is what will happen. So you will tax into 12. You will tax 7,500 into 2 into 12. Received an interest of 5,860 on bank FDRs on 24/4/2024 and received an interest of 6,786 from the debentures of an Indian company on 5th May 2024. Now people, one thing to be kept in mind, this is something which I have not discussed till now, but I am discussing it right now. Notice the word on the right side. You have something called net. Until now we were discussing words called gross. Now you suddenly see a word called net. What the hell does net mean? Net means I received this money in my hand. Received matlab after TDS. Received matlab after TDS. Now people, which means 6,786 is what the number I have as an income or what the number I received after TDS. Which means I should be taxing what? My gross. I should be taxing my gross. Agreed, not agreed? Yes. Now hint for you in exam, people, is that if you don't know the TDS chapter also, always a wild swing. Rate is 10%. Rate is 10%. Now tell me, people, 6,786 is after deducting 10%. Matlab 6,786 is my 90%. Is my 90%. How much is my 100%? 7,540. So it is 5,860 for this one and 7,540 for my other. 7,540 for my other. So here's the hint for you. In exam, if you see a question where they use the word net, always gross up for 10%. Always gross up for 10% to get my gross. Except for one item which is called winnings, because winnings ka rate is 30. So winnings mein you will gross 30%. Everything else will gross 10%. You will gross 10%. Clear? Yes. Next. I have made a payment by check of 15,370 towards their life insurance policy premium and 22,000 for medical insurance policy premium of self and spouse. 80 C is 15,370. 80 D is the person has invested in NSC 30,000 rupees. 80 C. He has also invested in FDR for 5 years 50,000. What does this look like? Looks like an investment. Does it look like an investment? All investments go under same answer. Both are under 80C. Total becomes 80. But notice people, 80 here, 15,370 there. Mal 30,000 for RPF. Yes, always check for overall limit of 1,50,000. As of now, I don't think it has crossed the limit, so no problems. Next, I have donations of 11,000 to an institution approved under 80G category. Category
प्रीएम वाला ये है भैया
approved institution. I want the 11,000 rupees. Category
सी
category category
सी या डी है भैया
D. Category D. It's a simple institution. Charitable organization is category D. 5,100 for Prime Minister National Relief Fund. Category A. Now people, here is a catch point. Problem is now this is category D, which means I will have to first find the adjusted GTI, take 10% of it and compare with 11,000, whichever is lower. Uska I will give 50%. Uska I will give 50%. And then last line is they were paid by check, so therefore no problem. Question wants a computing of tax payable and income total if you are not opting for 115 BSc. If you're not opting for 115 BSc, yes. So what and all is there? I have a basic salary fully taxable, DA fully taxable, commission 25,000, bonus becoming fully taxable, gratuity fully taxable because received during employment. Employees contribution, what did I do? 20% of basic salary, removed 12% of basic plus DA forming part plus turnover commission. I got the answer as 2760. The interest on RPF was 15,000, which was at 15%, exempted 9.5%, therefore taxable amount 5,500. Gift of gold ring was taxable for 10,000 rupees because more than 5,000. Perquisite value of music system is taxable for 10% of the cost because given for employees use. Got a standard deduction of 50,000 under salaries, therefore taxable income from salary became 4,05,760. PGB pillar, I had that transport operator, therefore I paid 7,500 into 2 vehicles into 12 months. Answer became 1,80,000. Income from IFOS, the 5,860 taxable as it is. The other number was grossed up for 90% to get the answer as 7,540. Therefore, IFOS income became 13,400. My total gross became 5,99,160. Started claiming my ATC people. In ATC, I had the life insurance policy, NSC, FDI, employees contribution became 1,25,370, which is less than 1,50,000. Therefore, fully allowed as deduction. Then I had 80D, which is 22,500. 80G kept Munadi. I will have to find the adjusted GTI. Check and tell me.
45
599 minus 125 minus 22.
45
Huh?
9%. 4,51,000.
4,51,290 is my adjusted GTI. I can contribute up to 10%, which means I can contribute up to 45,000. I only contributed 11,000, which means I'm still under limit. No problem. So 11,000 ka 50% and 5,100 ka 100%. That number is what they have claimed as 10,600. Is what they have claimed as 10,600. Therefore, my total income became 4,46,90, on which they claimed tax payables. They claim tax payables. People, if I look at this carefully, all my incomes are normal incomes. All my incomes are normal incomes. 4,46,90 becomes tax payable of 0 because rebate eligibility. Tax payable becomes 0 because rebate eligibility, and that's where the answer closes. That's where the answer closes. Yes or no? Yes. So this was one heavy question which came once in the exam, people, for part of salaries. Part of salaries. Question number 3A mein itna heavy question aaya tha. Yes, so this question came as part of 3A because 3A is generally not, salaries is not going to be tested in compulsory question. They'll be testing you in 3A for this, and therefore that is how the question looked like. Clear? Yes. Yes, let's take 5 and then we'll come back and discuss the balance. People following up on question number 8, something which you should have realized we have done in the past. Yes, we are looking at question number 28, which is from the following details furnished by Mr. X for the year ended 31st March 2025, they are requesting you to compute the total income and the tax payable of Mr. X for the assessment year 25-26, assuming he is opting out of default tax regime. Yes, this question should have a familiarity with you. We did it as a part of fortnight series. Yes, we did it as a part of fortnight series. Point number A says, Mr. X is retiring on 31st December 2024 at the age of 58 after putting in 26 years and 1 month of service from a private company in Mumbai. Yes, this question has only one thing. If your point number 1 is not read right, you don't need to proceed forward. Everything else is wrong. Yes, look at the question carefully. The question says Mr. X is retired on 31st December 2024, which means the person only worked for 9 months. The person only worked for 9 months: April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Which means he has only received salary for 9 months. That is the starting point. Which means if your basic salary is wrong, everything else is wrong. You don't need to proceed forward itself. So be mindful that when it comes to this one, the basic salary itself is 9 months, and therefore he will only get salary for 9 months. He was paid a salary of rupees 25,000 per month and a house rent allowance of rupees 6,000 per month. The rent was 6,500 was paid during his tenure of service. I have now received HRA. HRA for how many months? Again, HRA is for 9 months. Least of 3. Actual HRA. Rent paid minus 10% of salary and 50 and 40% of salary, where salary means basic plus DA forming part plus turnover commission. Point number 3. On retirement, the person was paid a gratuity of 3,50,000. Person is covered by Gratuity Act. Mr. X has not received any other gratuity at any point of time in his life other than this gratuity. This is gratuity covered by POGA. List of 3. Actual gratuity 15 by 26 into last drawn salary into number of completed years with rounded off condition, or 20 lakhs per lifetime, whichever is lower, where salary means basic plus all DA. This is POGA, therefore it is basic plus all DA. Point number D. He has accumulated leave of 15 days per annum during the period of his service. This was encashed by Mr. X at the time of his retirement. We're talking about leave encashment. A sum of 3,15,000 was received by him in his record. Average salary can be taken as 24,500. They have itself confirmed what is the average salary. So it is list of 4. Leave salary, list of 4. Actual 25 lakhs. Average salary of the last 10 months. Leave unutilized into average salary per month. Question told you average salary. Leave unutilized is given to you as 15 days for every year, which means 15 into 26 years. No, 15 into 26 years. Yes, so it's 15 into 26 by 30. So it is 15 into 26 by 30 will give you the total leave unutilized. In multiplied with the average salary for 24,500, you'll get the leave credit balance. After retirement, he ventured into textile business and has incurred a loss of 80,000 for the period 31st March 2025. This is your PGBP loss. You can set off against salaries. No, which means this loss will be carried forward. Mr. X has deposited 1 lakh in PPF. 80 C. Very good. That's all the question is. So what is happening, people? I'm looking at basic salary of 2,25,000. I'm getting leave HRA for least of the 3. First is actual HRA received. I will receive an exemption of least of the 3, which is actual HRA of 54,000. My rent paid in excess of 10% of salary is 36,000 because rent paid was 6,500 per month, and 10% of salary will be 10% of basic salary because there was no DA. And therefore I'll take the number from there, and then it is 50% of salary. It's at 50% of your basic pay. Therefore they took least of the 3. Least of the 3 being 54,000. Oh, sorry. Least of the 3 being 36,000. I received a total HRA of 54,000. Least of the 3 being 36. I get the answer as 18,000. But notice it is only for 9 months. Next, I had gratuity, which is 3,50,000. Least of the 3 amount is 3,50,000 for actual. Then it is 15 by 26 into last drawn salary into number of completed years. Completed years was 26 years. I had last drawn salary as 25,000 into 15 by 26 is what they have done for 26 years. Number became 3,75,000. Statutory limit was 20 lakhs. Least of the three became 3,50,000. Therefore, 3,50,000 received, 3,50,000 exempted, fully exempted. Then we had leave encashment. Leave encashment was 3,15,000. Again, least of the four. Actual leave encashment is 3,15,000. Average salary for the 10 months becomes 24,500, which they gave into 10 months. Therefore, 2,45,000. My cash equivalent basis is what we need to check, people, which is how much did I get? I had 15 days leave accumulation for 26 years divided by 30 days into 24,500. 3,18,550 is what the answer will come to. And then my statutory limit of 25 lakhs, people. Change this off. It is 25 lakhs, which means least of the four answer was 2,45,000. Therefore, 2,45,000 was exempted. Therefore, 70,000 became taxable. My gross salary became 3,13,000. Standard deduction was 50,000. Taxable salary became 2,63,000. Can I claim my loss? No, loss will get carried forward. This becomes my gross total income, on which I will now claim 80C for 1 lakh rupees, and therefore 1,63,000 became my total income. Question also asked you for tax liability. Yes, question also asked you for tax liability. Therefore, my total income was 1,63,000. Tax liability becomes 0 because less than basic exemption limit. Answer is closed off. Yes or no? Yes. This question only has one catch point, that 9 months is the critical criteria. 9 months is the critical criteria. Clear? Yes. Yes. Good. With this last question, we are done with study material questions, and then we jump on to past exam papers. Look at study material question, people. It says Rosie and Mary are sisters, born and brought up at Mumbai. So I have two sisters born in Mumbai. Rosie got married in 1982 and settled in Canada in 1982, which means Rosie has then settled in Canada. She is a non-resident. Mary got married and settled in Mumbai, meaning Mary is and ROR. Both of them are below 60 years. Both of them are normal citizens. Following details are given to you. I have Rosie with non-resident. I have Mary with ROR. You're going to look at the items. Tell me which one is taxable, which one is not taxable. First one, pension received from state government. Mary has received 60,000. Taxable for Mary. Amount taxable is 10,000. People, pension is taxable under salaries. Pension is taxable under salaries. I will be eligible for standard deduction. I'll be eligible for standard deduction, 50,000 to be removed off. Therefore, 10,000 is taxable. Correct? Yes. Pension received from Canadian government, 20,000. Because she is a non-resident. She is a non-resident. Non-resident, it is not received in India and therefore fully exempted. Then long-term capital gains on sale of land at Mumbai. Both have received 1 lakh rupee. Taxable for both. Taxable for both because asset is located in India. Short-term capital gains on sale of shares of 23rd March 2024 of Indian listed company in respect of which STT is paid. Taxable for asset is located in. Taxable under section 11. This is short-term capital gains. People, sale happened on 23rd April before 23rd July. Therefore, therefore 15%. 20 became post 23rd July. It is 15%. People, upper wale ka? I will tax at 20%. This is 112 sale of land. This is taxable at 20%. Kine was taxable at 15%. LIC premium pay 10,000. LIC premium pay 10,000. This is 80C. This is 80C. Yes, sir. Yes, life insurance policy premium, people, paid as 80C. Next one, premium paid to Canadian Life Insurance Corporation at Canada. 80C. Same. है तो pension in life insurance policy है. It's a life insurance policy. Did I ever tell you that you have to take life insurance policy in India? Did I tell you that you have to take life insurance policy in India? As long as you have taken a life insurance policy, you are eligible for deduction. So therefore claimed as 80C. Claimed as 80C. Next, I have mediclaim policy paid by account paycheck 25,000. Medical insurance people 80 maximum limit. Deposit in PPF. Rent received in house property HP. Standard deduction to be granted for HP again. To be granted for HP again. That is what the question is. Yes. So what is happening, people? I have to look at the sequence now. On the sequence, first thing is what taxable? What is the first thing I'm going to tax? First thing I'm going to tax is salaries. After that, I'll tax HP. After that, I will tax capital gains. I'll tax capital gains. After that, I'll tax no IFOS in this question. I have no IFOS, so I will claim deductions. Therefore, I'll claim deductions. Yes or no? Yes. Help me with the facts, people. Let's see if you're able to grab it off. What and all am I going to tax? I'm having Rosie and Mary. Rosie receives salary for 0. Mary receives salary for 10,000 after standard deduction. Yes. Do I have HP? HP for Rosie 42. Mary is 21. Capital gains. I have 2. I have LTCG for 1 lakh and 1 lakh. Yeah, 20,000. What are you computing? Tax or income? 20,000. 2 lakh. 50,000. Any other incomes? Total the numbers. 1 lakh 62,000 for Rosie. 3 lakh 81 for Mary. Give me the deductions. I have 80C. Which ones? I have 1 and this 2 and this 2. So therefore there are 2 80Cs, which means 30,000 for Rosie. 30 to Acha, yeah. Rosie is getting 40 from here and Mary is getting 30 from there. Next, 80D number is 25 for Mary. Correct? Anything else? That's it. Give me the total deduction. 40,000, 55,000. 1 lakh 22,000. 3 lakh 3 lakh 3 lakh क्यों? Very good. You cannot claim chapter 6A on CG. You can only claim it on slab incomes. लिखवाया था, याद नहीं है? हाँ, बहुत ही बढ़िया. Compute tax.
उसका भी 0 हो जाएगा.
Sir, but capital gain for
सीधी का आपका नहीं भैया 0 है ना. बात करते यूज कर लेते हैं.
Don't worry, next month I'm starting May 26. इस बार बुक भी अच्छी बनाया, नया अच्छा सा बुक. What am I going to tax, people? My slab incomes are 0. My slab incomes are 0 because my slab income was 42, but I claimed 40,000 का deduction. So my slab income became 2,000. 2,000 पे taxes 0. I am a non-resident. Can I exhaust my basic exemption limit? No. I will tax my incomes as it is. So therefore 112 will get taxed at the rate of 20%. Number is 20,000. 111A will get taxed at the rate of 15%. Number is 3,000. Therefore my total tax is 23,000 plus cess because the person is a non-resident. 23,920 is my final answer. It's my final answer. Come to the right side. Come to my right side. कैसे आया?
भैया इसका
मार के एग्जाम में कहाँ पे आएगा 0? कैसे आया?
49,450
एक मिनट हाँ कर दिया, आ गया। हाँ 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 7 में इंटू 0 कर ले। People, my slab is 0. My 112 is 0. My 111A is very good. 1 lakh into 15%. Kaju Katli to be utilized. My capital gains get exhausted against my basic exemption limit. So I first utilize my 112, then I utilize my 111A. My total 2,50,000 got exhausted. Bacha 1 lakh fully pertaining to 111A into 15% gives me 15,000. On this I'll claim rebate of 12,500, taxing income 2,500, adding cess 2,600 is my tax liability. My tax liability. People, this is one of the easier questions देखने में, but one of the toughest questions to solve because it covers बहुत सारी चीजें. It ensures the fact that you notice that yes, you have to not claim chapter 6A on CG incomes. It also tells you that you should properly utilize Kaju Katli only for residents with rebate and not utilize Kaju Katli or rebate for non-residents. So it's a very healthy, good question which you have to keep in mind, people, for your exam perspectives. Are we clear? Yes, yes, yes. Good. This is how the question looks like. Yes, please keep this question as important mark, people, because you will have to pay attention to this question. Yes, I'm doing one more question and I'll drop you off. One more question, people. This is not your compulsory question, but a 3A question. One of the most toughest 3F questions which I've seen. So we're doing that one question and then I'll drop you off for today. I want you people to come back again, revise so that we discuss the balance questions. Yes, after this, every question we're going to do is exam questions, past exam questions. So therefore I want complete practice on it. Before the next class on, you will prepare and come properly for that question paper. Yes, yes, yes. I'm doing one question for you from the past. Look at this question, people, one of the tougher questions. It says there is a person called Mr. Ravi, a resident and ordinary resident, and the person is owning a house property having different flats in Kanpur, which the municipal value is 27 lakhs, standard rent is 29 lakh 80,000, market value of the property is 30 lakh rupees, and annual rent is 40 lakh rupees. They've given you the complete computation of HP, MB or FR, whichever is higher, compared with SR, whichever is lower, compared with AR, whichever is. That is what the computation is. Yes, but the bigger challenge in this question is, notice the line. It says annual rent is 40 lakh rupees, which includes 10 lakh rupees provided for different amenities in the building. Meaning 40 lakh rupees I am receiving not just for house, I am also receiving it for amenities. Now I have income split. We have something called as composite rent in HP chapter. Chapter of HP, composite rent says when you have received rent for HP and other amenities, HP will go under HP chapter. and amenities will go under IFOS chapter. Will go under IFOS chapter, which means this 40 lakh rupees which I have received, and that 30 will go to HP, 10 will go to IFOS. Clear? Not clear? Yes. Now look at this carefully. One flat in the property whose annual rent is 2 lakh 40, whose annual rent is 2 lakh 40, remains vacant for 4 months during the year, which means there is vacancy loss. There is a vacancy loss. Now look at this question carefully. The 2 lakh 40 which you have, the 2 lakh 40 which you have is the annual rent. It's the annual rent, which means this 2 lakh 40 of rent which you did not receive for 4 months. Which you did not receive for 4 months. Did you not receive it only for the house, or did you not receive it for house and amenities? Did you not receive it for house or house and amenities? House and amenities. So keep in mind, people, the 2 lakh 40 ka 4 months what you will get will have to be then proportionated between house and amenities, because amenities also did not get the rent, house also did not get the rent. Correct? Yes. Keep that in mind. Municipal taxes is 4 lakh rupees for 24-25. People, municipal tax you paid for house, for amenities, for both. For house. When will you pay amenities for municipal tax? People, amenities are for what? For your benefits. Do you think government is going to catch you tax on that? Municipal tax is only for house, goes only under HP. 10% rebate is obtained for payment of the money before due date, which means 4 lakh is what I was supposed to pay, but I did not pay 4 lakhs. I paid 3 lakh 60 because I paid before the due date. Government gave me concession. Government gave me concession. Now people tell me I have only paid 360 from my pocket. I can claim full 4 lakhs telling that that is the actual tax, or I will only claim what I actually paid. What I actually paid. So I will claim 3 lakh. Very good. Arrears of municipal tax of 23-24 was paid during the year for 1 lakh 40,000, which includes an interest for 25,000. I have paid interest municipal tax for last year. Can I claim? Can I claim? Yes, you can claim. Municipal tax is allowed on payment basis. So therefore 1 lakh 40 is allowed as deduction, but there is a problem. It has interest on side it, which I will not allow, which means 1 lakh 40 not fully allowable. It is 1 lakh 40 minus 25, which is allowable, correct? Yes. Next, lift maintenance expenses of 2 lakh 40,000 was incurred, which includes a payment of 30,000 rupees paid in cash. People, lift maintenance expenses of 2 lakh 40 pertains to house, pertains to amenities. This is an expense fully relating to amenities, IFOS. But in that amenities, what happened, people? The expenses which I paid, in that I paid 30,000 by cash. I can only pay 10,000 per person per day as cash, which means I can only claim 2 lakh 10,000. I can only claim 2 lakh 10,000 because 30 is having cash. 30 is having cash. Correct? Not correct? Yes. Look at the next line. It says salary of 88,000 is paid to a staff for collecting house rent and other charges. People, the 88,000 which I am paying to this staff, am I paying him for house, for amenities, for both? I am paying him for both, which means again this 88,000 will be between. You agree with what I'm saying? Yes. Question says compute the total income assuming Ravi has shifted out of default tax regime. Yes. Now here is where the problem is, people. I'm seeing some items which are only for house, some items only for amenity, some items for both. Let's prepare a table first. I'll prepare a table in which I'll come and say which one is for what, which one is for what. Agreed? Yes. You read the facts for me, people, and we'll try to put it out. I'm putting out the facts here and I'm trying to tell which one is house, which one is amenities. First item on the screen. You had municipal, I had municipal value of 27 lakhs pertaining to house, amenities, both. Pertaining to house, amenities, both. Pertaining to house. So 27 lakhs for the house. Next, pertaining to house number is 29.80 lakhs. Then what is market value? Parent number is 30 lakhs for house or amenities? House. Then now annual rent is for both. How much for house? How much for rent? Very good. Next, I have vacancy loss. Now tell me this carefully, people. Vacancy loss of 2 lakh 40. Is 2 lakh 40 vacancy for the whole year or for 4 months? Which means I cannot take 2 lakh 40. I have to take 2 lakh 40 into 4 by 12 number is 80,000. Now tell me people, 80,000 is house amenities both, which means I have to again proportion in the ratio of 3:1, which means 60 and 20. 60 and correct. Next, I have empty. People, empty is how much?
4 lakhs.
4 lakhs.
3,60,000.
9 lakhs.
Empty is 3,60,000 because 4 lakhs minus 10% rebate. Then I have arrears of empty. How much? 1,15,000. Why 1,15,000? Because I have interest on arrears which I cannot claim as deduction. Next, I have lift maintenance expenses pertaining to amenities. Number is very good. Leaves me with salary of staff of 88,000, which means 22 will go to amenities and 66 will go to house. Correct? Not correct? Yes. With this facts now, people, I have to prepare the statement of HP and statement of IFOs. Correct? Not correct? Yes. So prepare it carefully, people. What am I doing? I am looking at my statement of HP. Formula is MV or SR, whichever is higher. Number is 29,80,000. MV or FR, whichever is higher, therefore it is 30 lakhs. 30 lakhs versus SR, whichever is low, therefore it is 29,80,000. People, this 29,80,000 I will compare with what? Actual rent, ignoring vacancy. Ignoring vacancy how much? 30 lakhs. No, ignoring vacancy 30 lakhs, which means am I good guy, bad guy? Am I a good guy, bad guy? I'm a good guy because I'm ready to report 30 lakhs. I'm ready to report 30 lakhs, which means I will be eligible for vacancy loss. I'll be eligible for vacancy loss. How much? Which means my GAV is 30. 29,40,000 is my GAV. Correct. Yes. Less empty. Number is add 4,85,000. 75. 4,75,000 is my empty. Therefore, my net annual value on this I will claim number 17. 17,25,500. Is there any interest on loan? No interest on loan. Now look at these lines carefully, people, and tell me. I have utilized my MV, SR, FR, AR, vacancy loss, empty, arrears of empty. Salary for staff, kya karu? It is already included in 30%, which means I will ignore the information of correct. Yes or no? This is my HP. Come to my IFOs. In my IFOs, what is going to happen? Do I have any MV, FR, SR? I directly have my actual rent. How much is my actual rent? My actual rent is 9,80,000. My actual rent is 9,80,000 because I didn't get my money. So my actual rent is 9,80,000. So I will report my actual rent as 9,80,000. People, I'm in IFOs. Can I claim 30% reduction? No, which means no other expenses allowed as reduction except for my actual expenses. How much have I incurred? I have lift maintenance expenses for 2,10,000. Can I claim my salary to staff? Yes, staff salary permitted, which means 22,000 allowed as reduction. Number becomes 7,48,000 is my income from other sources. Adding my HP income, number becomes 73 is my total income. Correct, not correct? Yes, which means people, this question, the one big mistake you can end up making is looking at my expense and deciding where does it go? Does it go to house? Does it go to amenities? Does it go to house or does it go to amenities? Can be a big challenge which you can have. Second mistake which students end up doing, people, is if you notice salary to staff. The 66,000 worth of salary I ignored off because it was part of HP. But the 22,000 worth of salary I claimed because it was part of IFOS, which is what I've been telling you in golden rules. If you don't classify your heads properly, you will not end up giving the right deductions. You'll not end up giving the right deductions. So this was one question which came in exam once and it was very confusing. Because honestly, if you come and ask me people, when someone incurs lift maintenance expenses, I would assume that the lift is part of house, should be claimable under house done, should be claimable under house. Where have they come and told amenities means lift and all? When someone talks about amenities, what would he assume? Like furniture, like clubhouse and everything. Yes, clubhouse, pool party and all those things is what I would assume as my amenities. Lift normally itself is understood as part of my house. So I would always say what? Lift maintenance is part of house, therefore not allowed as reduction because part of 30%. Part of 30%. But here is where ICA made an assumption saying lift maintenance is part of amenities and therefore gave a separate deduction. Yes, which is why this question is a little critical for you to keep in mind that you should do it properly. Last I checked, question number 3A, off late, this is the very famous question which is coming. Last in the past and all, what used to do is they used to ask salary questions more. But now recently they started asking HP with IFOS. HP with IFOS, a lot of questions have come, people. This is not the only one. A lot of questions has come in the past where they'll give you a question like this, where some part of it is HP, some part of it is IFOS, and you have to properly aggregate things. You have to properly aggregate things. Where the catch point is when you do HP, all expenses are ignored except for 30%. And when you go to other heads, all expenses are considered and you will ignore 30%. You will ignore 30%. So that is something to be kept in mind, people. That's a checkpoint for you to keep in mind. Are we clear? Yes, yes. So all the balance questions we will be discussing in the next class on Wednesday. Yeah, I have question number 2 to question number 8. These are all my hand-picked personal questions, people, which I thought will be useful to prepare because these have all these weird adjustments which we'll be preparing of people. So that questions, everything will be solving in the next class. I have about I have about 11 questions. So 2 to 11, about 9 questions we have for next class preparations. Yes, all the questions which we did till now, you are going to solve and come. You're going to solve and come all on your own. All on your own. You have the final answers in your hand. The PDFs is already available. You can look at the answer sheets also. But please first try it on your own and then check the answer sheet if you're matching the answers. Of yes, yes, everything, full format. Yes, full format answers is what I need. I need everything from you so that you can prepare for your exams properly. Are we clear, everyone? Yes. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, people. Have a good day.